Ugh, start off with a sneeze. Brilliant. Oh, okay. Alright guys, so here we are with more Katawa Shoujo. Let me see, oh, that fucking one. Yeah, we were here. Invasion. Okay. So, what happened last time? A bunch of fields. That's what happened last time. Poor Misha. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I do appreciate that, even though Misha is like set up as a bit of a flat-ish character, it's pretty great to have like even this this reveal of her character. And, you know, it's also pretty nice too that they didn't make her personality like, oh, I'm the gay one, you know? Because I feel like that's one critique I have about a lot of representation in with lesbian and gays, lesbian and gay representation in media, and that like they tend to make their sexuality their whole personality. But no, in this case, it's we know that by now, like, I mean, it's already been established that there is more to Misha before the reveal. And we're back. Hey, Candy, you made it. I am more awake right now. I had a burst of energy a moment ago because I went nuts trying to find my passport, and then I found my passport in the last place I checked, so there we go. And I even put it there thinking, I'm not gonna lose if I put it here. God. Foolish fool that I am. But anyway, before we start, let's crack open a cold one. Let's get that ASMR in. There we go. It's not a drink, it's just a Topo Chico. Because we are gonna need some hydration for my dry ass throat once we're done reading through this. Okay. So, yeah, before you joined in, Candy, like, yeah, I was saying that I really like that. Because I had time to think about it, and I adore the fact that they made Misha more than just her sexuality. I mean, the fact that they even, like, you know, show her character just even before, like, her sexuality was revealed. Like, it's great to know that, like, no, like, she's not just a one lesbian, you know, like, nah, like, I guess honestly that's one thing that kind of bothers me with lesbian gay representation. I mean, I know I'm bi, but I just don't like that when it comes to that, like, they tend to make characters like their sexuality is just, or their gender identity is just their whole personality. Like, wow, you know, it always rubs me the wrong way. And yes, I am happy. I'm still shocked that 4chan actually produced this. Like, this came out of 4chan. So it's really refreshing to see that Misha is more than just that, like being a lesbian, that she loves Shizune, you know, we see all different points of her character. And that as happy as she can be, she can still get very sad. Right now, the poor girl is heartbroken. Heartbroken and depressed. Hey, Leaf, you made it. Alright guys, so that's also, actually before we start, I had this weird wild thought when I was out walking. So knowing my experiences with he's less backseat. No. Although don't get me wrong, I had girl crushes, but yeah. I think my most recent one was hold on, I'm thinking. I've had several actually, but the top three I can think of, like off the top of my head, like of it being sort of recent, was Captain Carter, you know, and What If with Peggy Carter getting the super serum, just because she's so Amazonian and oh, I love me that. Hisao from Honkai Star Rail, just because she was really cool. Intense eyes though, the eyes scared me. And who else? Who else? Who else? I did vaguely think of Sadu from Final Fantasy XIV, just because she's pretty cool, so yeah. But anyway, those are my most recent girl crushes. For now, I can't quite think of any more. At least not right off the top. But I feel like my biggest one was was Captain Carter. Oh man, I was fangirling super hard during that. All that, jeez. Oh yeah, so my weird thought was like, okay, so my experiences with middle school and high school girls' bathrooms. I'm dreading the idea of how girls' bathrooms in this type of school setting are gonna look like. You know, I mean, as much as people think that girls' bathrooms are clean, they're really not clean. In fact, they're some of the worst that you can deal with or clean up after. I would know. I've seen shit all over freaking toilets. I've seen freaking used pads and tampons lying around. It's fucking gross. So, you know, like, this is just from... You know, this happened in high school, so it's like, what the fuck? Like, if this is high school, then how is this gonna be, like, in a setting of... Well, congrats, you won't have to know, because there is no bathroom scene in this game. Oh, okay, well, thank God, I guess, but the thought is still kind of there. Maybe they're extra clean, I'm hoping, because, you know... I'm assuming they might have an extra janitorial service, right? Anyway, I'm digressing. Let's just get into it, yeah? And put aside the weird thoughts I'm having, I guess. It seems like I ate too much yesterday, because I wake up in the morning feeling just nauseous enough for it to be a problem. I really can't postpone going into town for shopping though, so despite wanting to roll over and sleep it away, I force myself to get up and dress instead. Girls' bathrooms might be gross, but the boys' bathrooms have broken everything. Doors, taps, mask graffiti. It also makes I sometimes clean them. But, yep. I don't know, I still think girls' bathrooms are the worst. Public girls' bathrooms. Somewhere between buying toothpaste and a few other groceries, I end up walking it off. Then, I feel hungry. After stopping for breakfast, it hits me how much time has gone by. I didn't expect it to be out this long at all. I'm not even sure if I bothered to lock my door. I should really get back. Oh wait, that's Shizune's brother. When I get back to the dorm, I see Hideaki standing in front of my room from the entrance. I can think of a few things more unexpected, and I can't help thinking I might have a heart attack just from the surprise. Fortunately, it doesn't happen. The piss stains everywhere. Ugh. Also, guy's barely going over too. Yeah, peen everywhere. Oops, I missed. Oops, I splurted. Let's see. As soon as he sees me, he says hello in his usual detached way. I'm a little slow to reply to him, so he repeats the greeting without missing a beat. Hello. Is something wrong? I'm just surprised to see you here. Not as surprised as I could have been, since it's impossible to mistake him for anyone else. I'd recognize those weird clothes anywhere. Gonna think of it. I've really surrounded myself with distinctive-looking people lately. Also, I wouldn't know. See if you guys can think of it. List me some pink-haired lesbian girls. Because I'm noticing a bit of a trend on that. Well, the other two I can think of is Monica. Come on, she was hugging Omura naked in space. So, you know, there's Monica and then there's Yuki Yunas. The only two I could think of. Seen those host sprayers with multiple streams saying it's basically guys. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I was wondering if that happens. Oh god. Hideka's head lolls slightly to one side, a little too easily. Why? Is it unusual to see someone's family come to see them? Well, yeah, actually. So Hideki isn't such a robot after all. In fact, it's almost as if he's more caught off guard by the fact he even can be caught off guard, but he recovers quickly. Nevertheless, in that brief moment, he looks his age. That uncomfortable side of his seems like the most honest, and I wouldn't mind seeing more of it. Not so much so that I go out of my way to pry. Only Shizune would be that zealous. That my thoughts get so far is proof she is rubbing off on me. I think that you'd have a reason, that's all. There is one. See? Anyway, we can talk while we're looking for her. That's right here, right? Shizune is in the student council room. I was looking for you. We might take a trip soon. A family trip. Do you think she would want to come with us? Yeah, I don't know. She's kind of been on the war path lately with a lot of stuff. And when she's focused on something, she won't just drop it. I guess you would know that. I'm actually not seeing the last couple of this media at the moment. Oh. Hideki looks much more at ease with walking around than I did my first week. So, this isn't your first time here. Just throwing it out there. Of course, completely ignoring the surrounding environment, just running the family. It explains why Hideki seems so distant from Shizune. I get the feeling there's more to it than just her deafness. No, but this is the first time I could walk around so much. It is kind of weird here. I bumped into a person who told me women are not allowed in the dorms. After I told him I'm not a woman, he told me I was misleading and then accused me of being an assassin. He ran into Kenji. Hideaki's a trap, okay? That's what it is. Misleading, yes, because he's a trap. I was warned that he was not only invincible, but strong enough to probably destroy the building with a punch, or at least knock over the painting hanging in the hallway. By the way, that painting is actually screwed to the wall. Yeah, that's the guy across the hall from me. He's okay. I see. Oh, you left your door open. It was unlocked when I came here. I'm a little annoyed that Hideaki knows that. The only way he could is if he had opened my door. But the feeling passes. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I have nothing to hide. Or steal. Your soccer ball is really nice. That's one of the things that doesn't matter. If you're a soccer player, soccer ball is very important. I guess it is. The thought makes me smile. I'm here because my father bought a new phone, and he wanted to update Shizune, in case she needs to call him. I thought that you should know too, since you're her boyfriend, aren't you? Yeah. Why? Just in case there's something wrong, or she needs anything. It isn't what I meant, but I'll go along. Even if she did, she probably wouldn't call. That's how she is. Well, if you know, coming all the way here for that though, he could have updated her via email. Yeah, wait a minute, yeah, why would she call when she can't even talk? Or hear? She can't hear or, on the phone, so the most she could do is probably send a text message. He does not like using emails. That's so old-fashioned. Don't tell me he still does business through regular mail or something. Silence. Now it's my turn to feel awkward. Is he taking it literally, or did I hit the mark? Nah, I'm sure that what it really comes down to is that he does want to see his daughter and stay in contact with her. In the end, they are still family after all. Even though they play at being each other's throats. The door of the student council room is open. Oh, he's right here. And Hideki and I walk in on Jigoro and mid-rant. He sees this, but decides that it's not something worth stopping rambling at Shizune over. Just can't hear any of it. It's really shaking my faith in my previous assumption. When I was in the student council, our room was smaller, colder too, like working out a meat locker. Not like you spoiled kids. What a waste, sitting here in your giant room doing nothing. Are there only 3 of you? That makes having so many desks only seem like an unnecessary display of mindless decadence. Appalling. You must use the desk you need and not one more. It is part of my code. It may be odd of me to think so, but hearing only one half of a conversation is pretty strange. Also, that's some code. They allow swords. Oh yeah, he brought a weapon on freaking school grounds. Now that I've arrived, he changes the subject and starts talking about the reason he's here. Hideki and I are going on a trip. What are you doing? Does everyone who uses sign language mumble while they do it? No, but I'm just an amateur. It helps me think. It's kind of like force of habit. Just an amateur. Unbelievable. Fine. Turns back to Shizune just in time to catch her shaking her head from side to side. Are you sure you won't be coming along? She reiterates the gesture. Fine. Can you tell her to call me if she needs anything? Yeah. I really think sending an email would have been easier, though. I'm not going to read emails on my phone. If she won't speak, she can call Hideki. I suppose if I have to be reached, you would have to call me, or that other girl would have to call me. Actually, all 3 of you can just call Hideki. And with that, he swiftly turns and leaves, Hideki trailing behind him. A long trip for something that took 5 minutes. Neither of them can express their feelings very well. In Shizune's case, I have to question whether she would if she could. It explains a lot, but she doesn't seem unhappy with the arrangement. Even so, I wonder if she might be. When the door closes behind them, leaving Shizune and me by ourselves, she lets out a deep breath that seems to echo in the silence of the room. It's totally ridiculous asking me to go on a trip. The timing couldn't be worse. It overlaps the student council elections, for one. Second, I haven't even cheered up Misha. If you consider that, it's annoying to even have anything else to think about. Yeah, but you might be too focused on all that stuff right now. She's gonna adjust her glasses roughly. Completely, 100% right. The minute I decided I was going to cheer up Misha, everything else went to the back burner, I suppose. I think your dad might care about you more than he lets on. I know. So then it could be a good idea. No. And then again, more firmly, as is for both of us. No. After coming this far, I can't take a break. A vacation would be jarring. It'd be like waking up in a different life. Yesterday was like my vacation, so now I have to go all in. I'm sorry, but it's just how I am. And I admire that about you. I remember the way Yuko said, she found Shizune brave in a kind of way. I think I understand what she meant, and I have to agree. Even though it could also be called recklessness and foolishness and pointless stubbornness, I guess you could call it bravery too. However, I can see that there is a fundamental flaw in Shizune's thinking that I hadn't noticed until now. I'm sure that Shizune has reflected longer and more arduously than I could about where she messed up to create such a bad situation between her and Misha. However, as typical for her, she wouldn't let it hold her back and immediately set out to fix the problem. This completely ignores a large part of the problem, Misha herself. Moving from critical introspection to holding Misha up as part of a goal causes the person to get lost in the shuffle. Shizune has said a lot in the past few days. But nothing about how Misha feels. Shizune's way of thinking is abnormal. Few normal people would reject a friend, and then expect things to go back to the way they were so easily. Yeah, that's kind of odd, but okay. Shizune does. Because she sees life as, if I had to put it simply, capable of being segmented and compartmentalized. Misha, like anyone else, sees it as a whole experience. A long, continuous journey, where one moment of heartache can follow you forever. For Shizune, an event is an event, and few of them cross over. Life is compartmentalized around triumphs, failures, and decisions. Each one stands as its own story. That's why the thought of vacation is jarring to her, especially she can only appreciate people's immediate emotions. It's exactly how someone obsessed with living in the moment would think, really. Like why Shizune could see Misha as a friend, but I doubt she has ever thought of Misha as anything more until recently. Or questioned anything about her. Misha is Misha. Oh shit, fuck. I put too much. What? No, stop. Don't show image. Text history. God damn it, fucking laptop. Okay. Okay, Misha would be enough for her. Even if to Misha, it must be unbelievably stifling. Okay. Shizune is just Shizune to herself. It's likely she doesn't even think about the after effects of her actions in the long term. As long as they serve other people's lives. To Misha, though, I'm sure it made her seem almost heroic. Like Yuko admiring her bravery. And even myself. And Shizune's thoughts on that sentiment are that it was good she could touch someone's life. But it ends there. It's easy to captivate, much harder to nurture. On to the next thing. Thinking of life in terms of almost completely isolated events has a tendency to isolate a person, too. Though she's trying to remedy it now, the point remains. There's simply no way Shizune could have avoided hurting Misha. Her emotional investment in Shizune was something Shizune couldn't account for, so she didn't. Combined with her personality, it was inevitable. Both of them have pretty much told me all that in bits and pieces over the past couple months I've known them. In the middle of considering their differences, an idea begins to take shape in my mind. Are you working on your plan right now? This second. Your cheer up Misha plan. Of course! I was thinking about it the whole time I was being yelled at. Flicking her glasses up the bridge of her nose with an oddly triumphant air, she taps her finger against her temple. It's multitasking. Really? Isn't it more like you're able to concentrate on something like that because you can't hear? Well, whatever. When I ask her what she thinks of mine, it turns out we've both arrived at a similar idea. Oh, so we just paraphrase, like, his, idea. Alright. Oh god, oh, the gassiness of the Topo Chico. Although it makes me feel kind of uneasy since we're talking about a human being. The first step is to corner Misha. Oh my god, she's not an animal! The situation is a little too much like something out of a cop drama for me. It's come to this because talking to her normally is proving to be near impossible. Oh, she's on full avoidance mode. But we do have classes together, even the very first class of the day. Oh gosh. Although it takes a while for the announcement to come, the second that I hear we're going to be working in groups today, Shizune and I try to make sure Misha is in ours. You know, I think Muto assigns a suspiciously large amount of group work and self-study, don't you think so? But it's easy, so it's okay, right? Yeah? Huh, there's other stuff that I've been thinking about lately that might not be okay, though. Misha nods after each sentence, then brushes it all aside. I thought about it, and I don't do enough work when I work with you and Shishan, so I'm gonna try harder today. So, don't distract me, Hee-chan. I have to stay focused. That was an annoyingly transparent dodge. Shizune doesn't look too happy either, since Misha didn't bother to sign any of it, opting to twirl a pen in her hands instead. Oh shit. Damn, Misha really is like, I am gonna dodge both of you. And she didn't know. Wait, that's what she knows now. Talking? Yes, literally, that's it. Basically it. Talking. Like, I thought I had something else backed up, but no, it's basically all talking. Just talking. Because Shizune won't be able to hear. And then, of course, the one guy who can hear. If she words it right, bam, dodge. I drank Topo Chico and then immediately feel you can't breathe with just me. I think that's just you. From the shaky way she was doing it, I'm sure it was so she wouldn't sign anything inadvertently. Oh. She's using that as a hand distraction. From the way Misha looks, distracted and uneasy, I doubt it's because she wants to keep Shizune out of the loop for any malicious reason. Although it's still obviously a way of distancing Shizune from herself. Shizune wants to talk to you. Can it wait until later, Hee-chan? No. Why not now? We're in the middle of class. Now she's spinning a pen in each hand. I mean, I think her signing has turned into a kind of nervous tick for her. This isn't a good replacement, although the sight of her dual wielding is pretty impressive. Shouldn't I be downing myself here? Sorry, A-Leaf, but that sounds a little abnormal to me. After class, then. After class, I don't waste a second bringing it back up. As everyone else files out of the classroom, leaving the three of us alone, Misha takes increasingly longer glances in every direction except forward. Do you want to get something to eat? Why did you and Shi-chan keep asking me if I want to eat something? Hee-chan? Because we're all headed to the cafeteria, and we haven't eaten together in a long time. So why not? Is this about the student council? Taking Shizune's lack of reply as admission, Misha sighs. Shi-chan, is that all you ever think about? Before Shizune can reply, she leaves. Damn. I have to say, I'm not left feeling very confident after what's just happened. Neither of us were expecting it to go smoothly, but it would have been nice. Reading my mind, Shizune curls a finger around her glasses for a while before signing. I know what you're thinking. But no, it's not that I think we should give her some space now. I told you I wouldn't give up so easily. Yeah, well, now I'm starting to wonder if it's not too soon. Cold feet. Well, I'm not going to. That would be giving up on her. There's a fine line between helping someone and smothering them. But I just want Misha to pull herself together and stop acting so weird. I know she can do it. Even if she wants to try it, people don't change overnight. If they could, the world would be a much easier place. Okay, you win. Then, I guess this is the part where we split up and look for her. Though I'm the only one who's really supposed to find her. If I run into her first, I'll call your cell phone. Finally, Shizune takes out her cell phone, trying it on to prepare. I notice that she has an extremely high number of unread messages. And look at her expression, so does she. Twirling around the strap a couple times, she grimaces. I don't like using this thing. Why can't I just snap my fingers? And then what? I'm not a dog, and it doesn't travel as far as a phone signal. You're having a lot of fun with this, aren't you? Shaking her head from side to side, she continues. It's obvious where she will go. You can't look for her in the school grounds. She wouldn't go as far away as she can. Check the tea shop. It's usually empty this early. Misha loves to go there if she feels like skipping class. And she loves the parfaits they have there. You really know a lot about her. But she would overthink it. And turn it to something that would seem a lot more candid than it actually is. So I choose to just nod and leave instead. until I feel her holding onto my sleeve. What? I say instinctively, forgetting that she can't hear me. It feels nice that I don't have to do it all by myself anymore. Because I can trust you. I'm really happy. It makes me happy to hear it. I can't think of a way to respond and end up only nodding again. Gee, I wonder where she is. Heading outside, I catch a glimpse of pink hair behind some other girl's head. As I head that way, I realize this isn't the way you go if you want to leave school. It's the way to the student council room. If I wanted to avoid Shizune, I wouldn't head there. It's strange that Misha would be going in that direction then. Maybe she wants to talk things over with Shizune. In which case I have to wonder if letting things play out naturally would be such a bad idea after all. Especially if it seems to be going in a good direction. How do you know that? Suddenly Misha stops and spins around, catching me by surprise. Surprise, Hee-chan! Were you looking for me? I had a feeling. I was gonna say, hey, I was just looking for you, but I suppose that's no good now. She doesn't even finish with her sentence before she blows past me, heading for the exit. I have to admit that Misha's infuriatingly sharper than I expected. Also, surprisingly fast. Although it's more physical activity than I think I should be getting, I managed to catch up with her halfway to the gate. You're really being the rudest woman in the world right now. Can you just stop trying to run away for 1 second? I want to talk to you. Misha turns on her heel, looking mildly amused, and raises her hands as if to tell me to go on. Now that I've got her attention, though, it's hard to think of the right thing to say. Where are you going now? To Shanghai. Can I go with you then? Waiting for her to answer feels like an eternity. It's almost as if I can hear my wristwatch ticking off the individual seconds. Okay then, Hee-chan. I get the sense that she'll only agree because she doesn't want to argue anymore today. When we get there, a couple comes in after us, causing Misha to jump slightly at the noise. Seeing that it isn't Shizune, she relaxes again, smiling almost as usual to order a parfait from Yuko, and sliding into the nearest booth. You ran off too fast. You could have at least waited to see what she was going to say. Misha's angry reaction tells me it could be that she was afraid of what Shizune might say. Why are you both doing this, Hee-chan? Because Shizune still wants to be your friend. I guess that for her it's kind of like launching a nuclear missile from a submarine. You need 2 keys to do it. What else can she do, though? She isn't automatically signing whatever she hears or says anymore, and I'm sure that is the reason Shizune's been having so much trouble with her. If she tried to just talk it over, you wouldn't listen. Misha's guilty expression tells me I've hit the mark. Do you really hate Shizune that much? No, Hee-chan. I told you that. She answers without even flinching, idly playing with a spoon. Yeah, I know. I'm sure she knows it too, but I wonder if it might be easier if you did. The only thing she's really thought about for the last week is how to make you happy. Since Shizune is really attached to you. Yesterday, though, she thought that maybe it would be easiest for you, you just hated her. Since you didn't tell her you hate her, Shizune thinks that you can both still be friends. She's like that, only thinking in extremes. Her face starting to melt, the ingredients coming together in tiny rivers that remind me of the growing roots of a tree being shown through time-lapse photography. That's stupid. Shi-chan isn't that stupid, Hee-chan. Don't be ridiculous. It's got nothing to do with intelligence. Smart people can do stupid things. That's very true. And anyway, isn't it true? I was terrified last week when we talked. But at the end, I was relieved because it sounded like things might go back to normal. I wasn't expecting you two to have a fight right after. It wasn't a fight, Hee-chan. It was just me yelling at her. I've noticed that Misha's voice never really changes in tone, just volume. It's so low with guilt that I can hardly believe it came from her. Either way, I was happy, because I thought you and her could still be friends, since she needs you. No, she doesn't, Hee-chan. So, How do you know that? There's a lot of things Shizune doesn't. Vocalize, say, talk about. I'm afraid if I say the wrong thing, it'll ruin the mood. And I get to finally have a conversation with her, and I don't want to screw it up. I wonder if this is the first time she's had an honest conversation with me. No, it's not. She admitted a lot to you at the fucking rooftop, man. This is not the first honest conversation. You idiot. Just because she doesn't tell you doesn't mean she doesn't like you. Alright, hang on. Alright. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Otherwise, she would argue back. You don't think so. She picks fights with everyone, so why not you? Obviously because you're her friend, and she values you. And Shizune is hurt too. She's just awful at showing her feelings. Usually does it the wrong way too. But she still likes you. Hee-chan, do you remember when I said I didn't want to hate Shi-chan? Or upset her? The truth is, I ended up doing both. Now it's like there's, like, an awkwardness between us. It's hard to explain. Oh, both of you are so stubborn. You're talking about how you didn't want to drift apart from Shizune, but then you're going to let it happen. And Shizune is just as bad. She wants to be your friend, but expects you too much to be as aggressive as she would be with anyone else. Now, should I Misha interprets Shizune giving her space as a lack of caring? I screwed up already, Hee-chan. It'll happen again. I'm sure. When I think about it that way, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It feels like, either way, I'll end up making things worse. And then, it might be better if I didn't do anything at all, right? Don't be ridiculous. Why would you even think that way in the first place? Be more positive. Also, between me and you guys, I know for a fact that I've told Icy about this game, and now that I know that the sex scenes are censored, I know for a fact he will play this game, especially when it's free. So, and I did tell him that yes, it's a very good game. I've heard, and now that I'm experiencing it, yes, I can definitely validate that. So, the little thing I'm gonna say though, that I say to keep to me and you guys until the day it comes, I'm gonna bet that among all the girls that you meet in this, I get the feeling he's gonna go for Hanako first. I don't know why, like something tells me he's gonna go for Hanako first. Oh, I want to kind of bet on it, but at the same time, I don't know what I should bet on, how or what to bet on. Is the library girl route? Oh, Yuko? Hanako's the obvious introvert. I choose her first. Don't be ridiculous. Why would you even think that way in the first place? Be more positive. Oh man. I mean, I'll have to see, but who knows? He might surprise me. Sometimes he surprises me, so it should be easy for you, I want to say. But that would be presumptuous. Hee-chan, I never knew you were so optimistic. I never expected it. You always act so gloomy when I try and surprise you. No, this is a recent thing. Really, I just hate when people give up easily now. Haha. Now, huh? It makes me mad when people give up. I used to think that giving up was kind of like running away, since that's how people always describe it. But now that I think about it, it's usually more like throwing something away. When you run away from something, you can think of it as still being there. So, I was in the hospital, and I didn't just want to run away from my problems. I wanted to never think about them again. She's not, but she gets development on the side during every route. Oh! Misha eats a spoonful of her gray ice cream goo. Does she only just remember it was there now, or could it just be that she likes that way? Misha's just eating going, good soup. Oh, man. Anyway, my point is, you can't do that. People are too sentimental to just throw their memories out like that. It's impossible. Shizune can't think of life in terms of anything but winning and losing. Don't you think she wishes she didn't have to remember the parts where she loses? You can't pick and choose, though. It's like wanting to live in a bubble. The worst part is, your way of thinking is so wasteful. It's making you so pessimistic, you're afraid of everything. Come on. I grab her hand as I wave Yuko over with the other to pay for our food. Where are we going now? So Yuko is always the one with the best advices for Hisao. Ah. I mean, she seems to be one of the very few adults with a model. We only know that one nurse. Hold on, I'm like seeing smudges on my glasses and it's starting to annoy me. Okay, hang on. Okay. Sorry, because like, oh, it's easy to take off the glasses, but putting them back on with the headset on, with the headphones on, yeah, it's fucking difficult. They wanted to make her one, but by the time they finished with the main girls, they couldn't do anymore. Oh. It was hard enough to get to the point, to get the game to this point as they described it. Oh, shit. Miki's route. Back to school before lunch is over, but I want to check out a few places before then. Although I start feeling tired even after doing what could be described as on the level of brisk jog at best, Misha and I eventually make it to the gate of the school with a little over 10 minutes to spare. I didn't even want to really come to the school, you know? I imagine he's a little breathless from the walking. I didn't have a choice. When I got to this gate, I'm sure a part of me was thinking, what a depressing place. It doesn't look depressing at all, though. Well, I still thought I had everything figured out. I felt practically like another person. If I could, I'd go back and tell myself to stop thinking he can write everything off at a glance, and act like his life is already over, and he can never have fun again. School grounds are still littered with quite a few people. Lunchtime, so it's typical. This is where you and Shizune had me helping you put together 2 festivals. What a lot of hard work. I thought, I don't have time for this. When I look back on it though, I didn't do all that much. Also didn't have anything better to do. I'd have just spent the time alone. Oh shit, fucking... Ah, damn it! Stupid mouse. Alright. Now we gotta go back. I drag her to our homeroom next, which is empty except for Muto trying to eat a sandwich before classes resume. Every time I thought of either of you, I wish you would leave me alone. Whether it was here, or... Leave Muto to his lunch, we head for the nearby vending machine. I grab a soda, but I still have 5 minutes to drink it. I spent an entire lunch period with Misha. Longer than both Shizune and I have managed to find to talk to her in days. Follow me to the cafeteria or trying to corner me after half my classes. I never realized we only talked like 4 times. It really was all in my head. I only barely realized it now. I remember that, Hichan. But I don't know where all these places are too. Oh, I know where all these places are too. Wait, let me finish my guided tour. This is running out of time, by the way. This is running out of time. By the way, do you want a soda? Making our way to the stairwell, I'm glad that I don't have to pull her by the hand anymore. You get dizzy on stairs, right? Yeah. I guess just here is good enough then. I lean against the wall as Misha sits down the steps across from me. Do you ever miss the people you went to school with in elementary school? Or middle school? No. That was fast. She didn't even have to think about it. I was cringing reflexively. I had more friends in my old school, but I don't talk to them anymore. It almost feels like that was another lifetime ago. Which is sad, really. Sometimes I want to talk to them again, but I know I can't. I'm scared and embarrassed, things like that. They're too far away for me to go see them. And I think about calling them, but I don't know most of their numbers. And I left on a sour note, so why would they want to see me again? Feels like I should just forget about it, but I still think about it anyway, and regret that I didn't try harder to stay in touch somehow. And I started to think that maybe feeling like I should forget about it is wrong. It would be an insult to all those people I had fun with, and a waste of all the good times. Like I said before, you know there are some bad times too. It's alright if you can look back on them as happy memories. But I didn't even think about it then. So, it was like I woke up one day and realized I had no friends. I just let myself lose all my friends. And it felt awful. I really hate it if you and Shizune end up the same way. That's all. That's all. Makes me sad to think that you'll do the same thing and push away your friend. Especially because you're not far away from Shizune. I mean, you even live in the same dorm. Friend. Huh. Aren't you my friend too, Hee-chan? Yeah. Yeah, you slept through all of it, but the fireworks were really nice way back at the festival. My first time seeing fireworks like that. My first time really seeing the sky in a while. And I never really looked at the stars before then either. I had thumbed through a book about them while I was in the hospital, though, and learned a lot. Like that stars aren't just burning, they're more like a constant chain of explosions. So far away that some of the stars I'd be seeing would have been burnt out for thousands of years already. Just that their light would only just be reaching Earth. I saw a mock-up comparing the size of the planet to our sun. And then that to other suns. Japan wasn't even visible on the tiny Earth in that book. You know what I never realized? She looks at me expectantly. They're amazingly shiny. It's true. Why are you doing this, Hee-chan? Doing what? I'm not stupid. I don't know. A bunch of reasons. Because you're Shizune's friend. And I liked how close you were. Maybe I'm trying to tell you that we all have our low points, but giving up is stupid. Anyway, it seems worth the trouble. That's the only reason? And you're my friend. That's it? Can I do something for no reason? You can, but I want to know. Well, what else do you want to hear? The bell rings before Misha can reply. So she ends up laughing instead. Wait, did the mouse move back in the middle? What the fuck? I thought I moved you to the side. Get over there. Or maybe because I touched the thing, okay. Oh boy. Oh shit. I see less of Misha in the following days. But I don't worry, because when I do see her, she looks a bit more like her old self each time. Once it's clear enough that I don't have to be afraid of it being my wishful thinking coloring my perceptions, I start to relax again. I wake up very early, feeling sick on Sunday. Oh, I went to sleep too early last night. Too, something's also wrong with my curtains, and they won't close completely. Because of that, I can't even attempt to go back to sleep. The sun hits me in the eyes every time. Ooh, I remember I had blinds I used to do that. I fucking hated it. Oh man, I just heard I played this on my laptop back then, staying in my bed late into the night using my touchpad. Yep. I'm sure this is probably why I woke up so early this morning as well. Being this sick and tired is a perfect storm of frustration. I was glad when there's a knock at the door. Oh, hey, Kenji. A familiar person holding an almost completely eaten apple in his hand. Taking one last bite, he attempts to shoot it into my trash can and misses completely. And it smashes apart on the wall 2 meters too high. To be fair, most of the pieces afterwards do manage to fall into the trash can, but I'm pretty sure no one is so brazen that they would be aiming to do something like this on purpose. Perfect shot. Sup, roomie? I'm not your roomie. We don't live in the same room. It doesn't matter. It does. You should at least know the difference between living in the same building and living in the same room. I need to use your room. For what? I messed up. I should have said absolutely not. The student council keeps delivering my mail, even though I asked them to put it in my locker or something. But they keep putting it under my door, delivering my mail without me noticing it. So today, I'm lying in wait to catch them in the act. Like a detective. Or a safari hunter. I need to chill in your room for today and look through the little peepholes, or I won't be able to catch them in the act. And maybe tomorrow too. It'll be awesome. We'll get pizza on both days. Or should we get pizza on just one day and something else on the other day? But what? And which day is pizza day? Not today? Not ever. You know I'm in the student council. Why didn't you just ask me about this? If he had, I would have been able to find out very easily and wouldn't have to have Kenji in my room. It's win-win, except I guess this way he might be able to get a pizza out of me. I started thinking that maybe that was Kenji's intention. But no, I doubt it. There's no way he could plan something that elaborate. You know? Oh, you know? Sorry, I thought you were saying you know. Yeah, you know. When they deliver mail? Well, no, they just hand me my mail and when I go to student council usually. The point is, I could find out by asking them. Then I know and I could tell you. That's how people find things out. By asking. Not cavemen. Aw, yeah, no response to that, right? Checkmate. Use your own people. What if they see me? They can't. That's how peepholes work. It's like a one-way glass. For real? Well, no way. They'd expect me to be in my room anyway. They'll sense my presence and know I'm there. They'd never expect me to actually be in the room across the hall. I'm gonna go to the student council room and go get your mail for you. Right now. Then I guess I can't let you leave. That's dumb. What if I have to use the toilet? Your games won't work on me. I sit down at my desk and start doing my homework for the weekend. You know, you're gonna have to leave eventually, so you can't stay here forever. Or keep me here forever. I mean, it's my room to start with. Yeah, I don't think I can. What times does the mail usually come? Now. Why are women so slow? Why do you care so much about the mail anyway? Are you expecting something? I'm always expecting something. Not today, though. Do you want them to send something? Do you even send mail? God damn it, I did it again. I fucking touched the touchpad. Nope, that's how they get you. I haven't used the mail since I was 8. Sent a letter to Lego asking to make Dragon Ball Legos. Oh my god. They said they couldn't get the rights and gave me some coupons. Totally worth it, but after that I made sure to stay off the radar. You don't use mail, do you? I wrote to my parents last week. But that's how they get you! Yes, I should have known. Maybe that's why they put that microchip in me the next day. So, the rumors were true. He's actually, oh my god. I'd like to know what rumor mill he got that from. I was kidding, it's a joke. joke? Damn. You would joke on me? I guess this is how it feels. To have jokes cracked on. I never thought it'd happen to me. This is a serious issue. Man, I think you are not appreciating the depths of my dilemma. We work in many acts, complicated acts, with many players. It's really hard, okay? After I'm done, I'm gonna eat a whole fish to celebrate. Ah, shit. I wanted a pizza, though. I still want pizza. Can I get fish on the pizza? Do they do that now? You're gonna be paying for it. You still haven't paid me back, and I'm not hungry right now anyway. Now in the mood for pizza? That's just not possible, son. Everybody loves pizza. It's gotta be pizza anyway. I'm in the pizza stage of my life. Before, I was in an ice cream stage. My girlfriend kept eating all the strawberry out of my Neapolitan. Neapolitan is a good flavor. I like having a classic chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. But the fact that the girlfriend only ate one side of it, it'll probably happen to you too. It's hard to tell if he's serious at the time. I can only see his expression when he's not nose deep in my door. Also, another thing about my cousin does that. She would eat the strawberry mostly, but she would occasionally have strawberry and vanilla. But yeah, strawberry has no place being with vanilla. It's great. It tastes great. I like the way it tastes. I doubt that. Hey, you know that I do have a girlfriend, right? Not even Nako either. Student council president, actually. Old news. What? Seriously? I have my sources. Anyway, then it dawned on me that I'd gone fat from all that ice cream. It was a rude awakening, like sleeping on a beach and getting hit by a wave that destroys your sandcastle. I started running, had to lose the pounds. But maybe I was really running away from myself. Oh shit! As sudden and continuous laughing caused him to leap backwards far enough to hit the wall the way behind him. I take the opportunity to walk over and open the door. I got spooked. Good morning. What's up? I heard you salt the doorway. They can't enter uninvited. There's not a vampire punch. Buddy, shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna put salt in my doorway. But you're considering it. Good. Good morning. Are you here to deliver the mail? Nodding, Shizune waves a couple of envelopes between our faces. I take them from her, bring up her hands for conversation. How did you know? How did you know? You were hiding it behind your back in a really obvious way. Hiding what? The mail. It's okay. I wasn't trying very hard to hide it in the first place. That's not like you. You're the type of person who'd go, anything worth trying is worth trying hard. Girls taking initiative? But what about me? I've been using that phrase for years. Where's my parade, dog? Women blood-sucking monsters. A lot of them. I've spit literally gold and you women just steal it and wear it like a 2-for-1 sundress. You're all like the pickard to my Kirk. Or you could even be Janeway. Not all the time. Are you making fun of me? Finally noticing Kenji, she gives him a wave. Hey Kenji, the student council president says hi. Hi. Introducing, I have no idea what he was saying, but it looked confident. Oh yes, no one is better at saying that kind of stuff confidently. I already did. I introduced you by title. This is Kenji. He's the guy across the hall. His room is right behind you. Anyway, do you have his mail too? I'm only delivering your mail because it was there. I have early access. It's all about location. Consider it as a perk of being in the student council. Doesn't sound very fair. She takes a lot of liberties with her position. At least they're small ones. This is the first time I've really been able to see her room. It's a blatant lie, or she has signed it much faster. I'm sure Shizune remembers that's not the first time. Why does he get to see her room and I can't? Is it a guy thing? It's not a secret club being a guy. Yes, it is. Have seen Little Rascals? The He-Man Woman Haters Club? That was exclusively men. Yeah, it should be. With rings. Rings with big-ass emblems. And gold. Are you sure? Are you really sure? I always thought that there was a secret brotherhood of men. Why should she ignore me? Let me tell her about the guy club. Also, what's up with those hand signals? Is she trying to hex me or something? No, stay out of this. I'll have to translate anything you say to her, and I'm not sure if I can even handle it. And she'll probably misunderstand it, and then you'll probably misunderstand the reply, and I'll have to translate your rebuttal. Rebuttal? What would I rebut? I like my butt. What is he saying? He says he has no rebuttal. Rebuttal to what? I haven't even begun to challenge him yet. I don't like the way she put that, so it appears that she wants to. But about what? It doesn't matter, since it wouldn't end well. Don't pick fights where there are none. I've never met your friends. Why can't I? It looks like he's being passionate. I suppose with the way he's flailing around, it'd be stupid to expect Shizune to think otherwise. Anyway, I'd better change the subject. Not that it'd be likely to work on her, but I'm sure that she has to have come here for a reason, other than just to drop my mail off. If it was something that tiny, she wouldn't have even bothered knocking. You didn't come here just to give me my mail or chat with my friends, did you? She only snaps her fingers in mock frustration. It's as cringe-inducingly loud as ever. You're right. Let's go somewhere again. Do you have somewhere in mind already? You're right again. Let's go to the usual place. She whips out a bag of neatly wrapped containers from just outside the doorframe. I'm guessing they're filled with food, and this time, it doesn't look store-bought. Setting her down between her feet, she continues. Is that for me? This is the real surprise. See? Fucking Kenji. Shut up, Kenji. Oh man. I have to have something over everyone at the very end. I agree, in the way people normally do when someone makes a statement in front of them that tells more than they meant to tell. Well, fine. If you're both going to ignore me, I'm out of here. It's so cruel. You'll regret this. Aw. Not long afterwards, we find ourselves on the school roof. Isn't normally dessert at this time on a nice day like this on the weekend? No, of course not. I can only think that's because of Shizune. Not that clearing out a roof would require anything more than posting a sign on the door. The empty plastic container Shizune had packed our meal in lie next to me. It was another quiet meal, since holding chopsticks prevents us from saying much to each other. While it's not blowing hard enough to be a problem, the wind is a little strong today. It blows the plastic bag loose from under the empty containers, so it whips around for a bit before rolling over my legs and getting caught on the tip of Shizune's shoe. Her face, she looks over like, what the fuck? Immediately, she grabs and starts signing, not looking happy that I'm laughing at her. Even though she's trying not to let out a laugh herself. With the bag in the way, however, she has to eventually sit on it to continue. Very funny. How was it? The food? Oh, that tasted familiar. That means it was bad. No, I remember eating this exact meal before when you made it. Not exactly the same. The fried shrimp was new. Kenji best wingman. It's the only thing I know how to make. But I should have improved. How many times have you made it before? This is the second time. Making this particular meal? Cooking. Next time it's your turn to try it. The way she keeps tugging on the corner of the bag is bothering me. I think I know why she's doing it. Is it really bugging you that much? I want to pack them up properly. It's okay, I'll get them. As I'm picking them up, I realize she must have brought a lot of food to be able to fill all these containers. I didn't even eat much. Shizune must have some metabolism in order to pack all that away. Even though I've only been up for a second, it's long enough to stupidly trip over my own feet. Barely imagine I break my fall, I end up landing on my elbows and knees right next to Shizune's lap. Oh shit. As I pull myself back up, hand gingerly held on my chest. All I could think about is how my knees hurt, and how this fall could have killed me. I feel nauseous. Shizune gives a helpful push on my shoulder to help me upright. I notice her eyeing me oddly. Unfortunately, even a light shove is enough to take me by surprise. Are you okay? I nod, but we don't return to sitting beside each other. Naturally, being alone with Shizune is going to involve a lot of silence, but I only start to notice it now. A typical sign of awkwardness. Again, she's the one to break the ice. I was expecting to try something dirty. And now the mood is back to awkward. How's Misha? Misha seems happier now, back to her old self. I thought this would be a good way to celebrate. And I thank you for helping her. Her hand stumbles for a bit on the last word. You think too much like a businesswoman. I can't help it. It's how I've been taught to do things. Makes me happy that you're asking about Misha. It'd be more accurate to say back to her real self. She would only be back to her old self to you. The Misha you know is completely different from the one I think of. When I think of the first time we met. Even though I think she looks better, cheerful, and smiling. That isn't how she typically is. I wonder if it's true for you too. I don't answer. Well, if Misha is happy, then it doesn't matter. It worked out in the end. Your plan worked. You knew her just as well as you said. You knew everything she would say. Your idea was just that I'd speak for you, though. Doesn't that just make me your puppet? I didn't do anything then. Not true. It was your idea first. I was wrong. I have a way of seeing things that is very flawed now that I've thought about it. I'm sure you know. Sometimes I treat everything like a competition between myself and everyone else. Even when it doesn't make sense to. Sometimes. I know very well how easy it is to ignore someone if they can only communicate with you through sign. I should have asked for help, but I was so sure I could do it on my own. It was actually a brave thing you did, even if you don't want to take credit for it. Aside from that, you've really become kind of admirable lately. Strange having her compliment me while her facial expression hasn't changed in the slightest. But people don't change so easily, according to you. Am I right? She winks, clearly enjoying herself very much. Does Misha tell you everything? Almost everything. I guess you're going to tell me that I'm wrong about that, aren't you? Yes and no. I'm the one who told Misha that before anyone else, but she took it too far. It changed the meaning. It's not easy, but she acts like that makes it impossible. It's possible. If you go little by little. I'm considering trying to be less competitive. I thought you enjoyed that, though. Maybe just a little. That's why I specifically use less. She leans against the fence. I have things I want to say to her, but it doesn't seem like the right time for it. Somehow. It's a feeling I have. I can tell she isn't done just yet. A lot of people think I try too hard. Well, I always thought that I try to try just enough. The sound the fence makes as she pushes against it, and the delicate clink of her sleeve buttons scraping against the links are oddly soothing. There's a breeze gently picking up behind me. I can hear people below us. Shizune's eyes dart below us as well, and I wonder if she still thinks about what she might be missing out on. The attention-grabbing way she tends to snap her fingers proves she has an understanding of how other people perceive sound. It must be odd, being able to understand that much, but unable to experience it yourself. She starts walking slowly around the perimeter of the roof, still scraping her buttons against the fence. It isn't rhythmic at all, though not for a lack of trying. I start to zone out in thought while she does, and I'm rudely snapped out of it when she circles around and completely taps me on the shoulder. Do you remember what we were talking about? When? Now? Of course, it just happened. It's been almost 10 minutes. When I first saw you, you seemed like you were very attached to the idea of feeling sorry for yourself. That stings, even if it is true. Sorry, sorry. It made me want to cheer you up at first sight. I was scared it would be for nothing, though. I couldn't help thinking it would be hard to change your mind. But you did. I thought that was very surprising, and also that you might be kind of easily influenced. Still, I was surprised. It made me reconsider a lot of things. Like, that maybe everything was worth it in the end. Everything? That's why I like you. Ah, I see. It's nice to finally know. It's always nice to hear why someone likes you. That was a sweet scene. I like that. And remember, you have to take this job seriously. Too many people think you can just slack off, and that isn't important. That's a dangerous way of thinking. Definitely. You can't take it too seriously. If you aren't always thinking big, thinking positive, and you show any signs of weakness, people will start to think you're incompetent, you know. I speak from experience when I say that overly competitive friends family can become a serious detriment over time. Yeah. And soon you won't be able to do anything because your power is going to be delegated off to others piece by piece. And you'll be left with nothing. That's what happened last time. So, remember, it may seem like an easy job, but a lot of carnage can happen in this room. And out of it. You think with school stuff too. Even trying to get a budget report from a class trip can be a fight to the death. Sometimes. Yeah, it's kill or be killed. There are no friends in the pits and you take no prisoners. Are you sure about this? Is this right? You don't seem excited enough. I have to make sure it's getting through properly. One more thing. Oh, once more with feeling. Oh. She didn't twist her hands like a maestro for emphasis, visibly intimidated the two girls standing at the attention in front of us. So I think this all started because one of them asked if she wasn't taking her job too seriously. Do you understand? Do you understand? Pretend I'm shouting it. Okay, okay. The student council's so weird. Yes, sir. Sir? Who are you guys talking to anyway? It's not weird. You have to think of it as a job. If you want, think of it like they are paying you with the right to use this great office. You want a lecture? No. You can go now. Oh, you can go now. And just like that, the hour-long student council orientation is over. Personally, I thought it was about 50 minutes long. Well, 50 minutes too long. And I also found it funny that it incorporated a tour of a school that we have all been going to for a while. But I guess it didn't hurt. I expect Shizune to fall back into her chair since she has been on edge all day, but she doesn't. She continues pacing the room endlessly. They still have a long way to go. Right now they're a joke. Huh? Oh, what? They think they can be the new student council? They're so unfocused. Can't really see the lack of experience. This was their best year yet. I don't think they have what it takes to be our follow-up act. And I know they're more than them. They're more than those two girls. Where are they? They're like the heavy marketed, the mediocre, big budget, critically panned sequel to the acclaimed low budget sleeper hit. Eventually she does stop and sit down. Are you going to miss it? Obviously. I'd be happy if I didn't have to leave too. I like being in the student council, even if it can be tiring too. Yeah, it's definitely tiring. Only because Shi-chan is always trying to do more than she has to. You're forgetting that if I did the bare minimum, we wouldn't do anything all year except hand out flyers, collect surveys, and plan the next student council election so the next student council can sit around for another year of doing nothing. Asking me to let that happen. Don't be ridiculous. In a student council like that, there wouldn't even be any power to play around with. I'm just happy that even though I clearly need to ride them harder, those two aren't bad. Not there yet, but the new student council should be in good hands. How can you tell? After the festival, he asked me if we could also organize a Halloween event. Like a haunted house or something along those lines. I had a bunch of other ideas as well. Of course, my response was no. I had Misha tell them to do it themselves. They wanted it so badly, they were angry. Oh, they wanted it so badly. They were angry for some reason. Of course they'd be angry if you said that. And Misha delivering a message wouldn't help. I was angry too. All of a sudden they want so much. They wanted a haunted house, or a traditional style cafe, or a trip to the beach, or whatever other cliche thing. Why didn't they try to organize it before? It was like they were taking advantage of me.